Hi, I'm Caleb Giddings from Gunway, and today, unfortunately for many of my viewers across this great nation, winter is here. What does that mean for us? Well, winter sucks. I'm a child of the Southern Californian high desert, and even though I've lived in cold weather locations for the majority of my adult life, I hate winter, and I always will. I don't just hate winter because it's cold, and I don't like the cold. I also dislike winter because winter presents some interesting challenges for those of us that choose to carry a concealed handgun. There are, however, some advantages to winter as well, in that the addition of bulky coats and other overgarments mean you can probably conceal a bigger gun in the wintertime than you can during spring or summer. So on today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the challenges presented to us by concealed carry in the wintertime, as well as some of the options that we have for carrying concealed in the wintertime and how to make that effective. We're out here on the Gunway Range in Harrisburg, South Dakota to look at these winter concealed carry options, and we're going to start with exactly how I'm dressed right now. So let's say you live somewhere where winter really means like 45 to 50 degrees, and it's not like South Dakota where winter means snow and -10. It looks a little dorky, but it's a really good way to dress for winter. I'm wearing a performance heat gear undershirt under my polo shirt, and that means I can carry my regular carry rig here at the appendix position, just like I would if I was carrying in the summertime and had an undershirt on or no undershirt on. Again, this works great if your definition of winter is not, holy crap, I'm freezing to death. So, because, my gun's concealed, I'm relatively warm, everything's fine. However, what if you live somewhere where you actually have winter? One of the best options for actually carrying a gun in the wintertime in cold weather, of course, is the pull-over hoodie. I love hoodies. They're great, they're warm, they're functional, and they provide excellent concealment options. As you can see, I could be carrying it Lord knows what under here. I'm just carrying my standard carry rig, full-size 1911 fixed blade knife and a reload, but it conceals so well under a medium hoodie that it's very easy to carry a double stack Glock or a much larger handgun under a concealment garment like this. Now, when we're talking about wintertime concealment, one of the good pieces of advice that I got from an instructor at Insights Training Center in Seattle, Washington, was never have more than one layer in between you and the gun. Now, I've spent a lot of time thinking about that, and that works great if you're in Seattle, Washington, and it doesn't really get colder than 40 degrees. Here in South Dakota, in Indiana, in some of the places where I've lived, where I have viewers, it gets a lot colder than that, and you need to layer up or you're gonna die, all right? So what do we do in those situations? What are the options that we have to continue to carry our gun if we need to layer up? Okay, for my outer layer, I have put on this fleece vest. Your outer layer may not be a vest, it may be a full-on long-sleeve coat, but this performs the same function as any other outer layer. So in this configuration, I still really only have one layer in between me and the gun. The vest is open in the front, I can lift up my shirt, and maybe I'll have to sweep the vest a little bit to access my gun, but for the most part, everything is still accessible under one layer. That's pretty decent. However, again, what if it's cold? What if it's like really, really cold and you need to zip up? All right, well now I have two layers in between me and the gun, and to get to my gun, I need to unzip and then clear my concealment garments, and then I can draw. How long does that take? I'm glad you asked, because later in this video we're gonna put all this on the clock and actually find out how long that takes. However, there is another option for carrying in this mode, and this is why winter is an okay season. One of the things I do like about concealed carry in the wintertime is, well, it can be summed up in two very simple words: pocket guns. Yes, that's right, pocket guns. I love pocket guns. I always have. Pocket revolvers, pocket small automatics, freaking love pocket guns. They are great. And today I have a unloaded Glock 42 in the front pocket of my vest. This means that I can literally be walking around with my hand on a loaded firearm in a holster. If you're going to pocket carry, always use a pocket holster. Always, 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 always use a pocket holster. Okay? So, the nice thing about pocket carry is I can be walking around with my hand on the butt of a loaded gun if necessary and be able to present from the pocket, drive out, and engage the target pretty easily without a whole lot of drama. I love pocket carry. I love this vest because it has a pocket up here that has a built-in holster in the pocket, so I can just put the gun in here, zip this up, go about my life. Is this the fastest draw in the world? Absolutely not. Is it faster than having to unzip my coat, clear my concealment garment, grab my primary firearm, and go to work? We're going to put it on the clock, and we're going to find out. So, now that we've talked through the options for concealed carry, we have 1 layer, we have 2 layers, we have all this other stuff. Let's actually put this on the clock and see which is the fastest way to carry in the winter. Okay, to start off putting these drills on the clock, I've got a half-size B27 down at 7 yards. We're going to start with the closed front concealment garment and no gloves. I'm going to draw fire 2 shots to the 9 ring of that target, okay? Here we go. Hey, that was cool. I don't think that was supposed to happen. All right, that was 2 shots to the 9 ring in 249. I'm gonna keep using the same gun. Now, we're gonna put gloves on and do the same thing. Okay, I've got my gloves on. We're gonna run that exact same drill. 2 shots to the 9 ring. Well, I got 2 good hits to the 9 ring. I definitely felt like the gloves slowed me down on that draw, and according to the timer, they did. Instead of a 285, I had a 310. Okay, now we have 2 layers in between me and the gun. We're gonna skip doing it with the vest open because it's pretty much gonna be the same as with the as I had with 1 layer in between me and the gun. So the draw in this situation is unzip the vest, clear your concealment garment, and then drive the gun to the target. Now, when we're doing this, most people zip their vests or their jackets open and closed with their dominant hand. In this case, my right hand, my gun hand, is the hand that I naturally want to do this with. However, if I want to be fast, I want to grab this with my left hand so I can grab that zipper, come all the way down, and immediately clear my concealment garment. Does that make sense? That's what we're going to try. I will tell you, I don't practice this, so this could be a total clown show. Here we go. All right, we got 2 good hits on target in 368. So that was a full second slower than my first one. And my draw was 3 seconds. That is a long time to get to the gun. 3 seconds. Let's put gloves on and see how we do. All right, I've got gloves on now. I'm gonna try to unzip my concealment garment, clear my other concealment garment, draw the gun, and get 2 hits in the 9 ring. My draw last time was 3 seconds and my split was a 0.6. I'm shooting really slow splits because I'm trying to hit, I don't know, I'm just shooting really slow splits today. Anyway, let's go. Oh, I missed the zipper. All right, I got 2 good hits. The gloves definitely slowed me down because I missed the zipper. I had trouble establishing my master grip on the gun, and it was just rough. 495. That was almost 5 seconds to fire 2 good shots. God, that's a long time. My draw was a 411. That's really, really slow. So now we're going to look at the pocket gun. Okay, now we have the pocket gun. We're using a Glock 42 in 380 ACP. I think this is the best pocket gun pretty much on the market right now, and because the biggest thing it has going for it is it's a Glock. Fundamentally, all its bits are Glock bits. All the controls are in the same places they would be on a Glock 22 or a Glock 17 or any other Glock. So it's a Glock, and that's nice. Now, I have a pocket holster in my pocket right here. This is how we're going to start. So we're going to do one draw from this, and we're going to start with the way that you would stage this gun, all right? So you'd be walking around and you feel like there's a threat coming or something like that. You put your hands in your pockets. You're now gripping the butt of your loaded gun. This is the start position for this. So from this position, we're going to see how long it takes me to get this gun into action and fire 2 9s. All right, one, I can shoot this gun a lot faster than a 357 SIG because it's a 380, but the timer don't lie. That was a 141 first shot and a 184 total time. Yes, my splits are going to be faster because it's a 380 and it's super easy to shoot, but the gun was in action a lot quicker. Now, same thing with gloves. All right, gloves are on now. Time to shoot this little pocket 380. Again, starting from the pocket position, hands gripping, strong hand on the butt of the loaded gun. Two good hits, 1.80. My first shot was a little bit slower, my split was a little bit faster. So, as we can see, this is going to be a lot quicker way to get to your gun. The last one we're going to test is we're going to test this little built-in pocket holster. Oh, if you're wondering what kind of vest this is a Woolrich Elite Tactical Vest. They don't make it anymore, and that makes me really, really sad because this vest is actually awesome. To the casual onlooker, it looks like a regular old fleece vest. Boring, nothing interesting going on here, right? But it's got all these extra pockets. It's got these deep pockets up here. This one's got a built-in holster band. These pockets are great. And it unzips on the sides. So if let's say you're carrying a gun on your hip, it actually unzips over here for easier access to that gun. It's great. Woolrich, why do you no make this great vest anymore? So, sorry, I got sidetracked. Anyway, we're going to try this one more time, 2 more times actually, because we're going to do it with and without gloves. And this holster pocket is zipped up, so I'm going to have to disengage the zipper, retrieve the gun. It's kind of a cross-draw position, and then I need to draw it without muzzling myself. So my draw stroke is going to bring the gun out here, and then in like that. Because if I have my hand down here, I'm going to muzzle my arm when I draw the gun, and I really don't want to do that. All right, here we go. 2 shots. I'm going to need to reload after this video. All right, even though I had to take my eyes off the threat to look down to unzip my coat pocket, my first shot was still a 281 with a 3.21 evolution. So that's better than having to unzip this, pull up, and get my main carry gun out. You know what I'm not going to do, though? I'm not going to do that with gloves. And the reason I'm not going to do that with gloves is I feel it might be a little unsafe. That's not something I've really trained for or practiced doing. And I'm not going to expose myself to potential risk just to do something cool for YouTube. However, all of our other videos have shown that with the exception of pocketing, or drawing from the pocket, gloves are going to slow me down. And I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't slow me down drawing from this vest pocket. So, what's the answer for winter concealed carry? Well, I'd have to say that if you're looking for a way to carry in the winter and still have quick access to your gun, pocket carry might be the way to go. I recommend a pocket gun as a backup to your primary. Still keep carrying your main gun. Just because I'm carrying a 380 in a jacket pocket doesn't mean I'm not still carrying a 9 or a 40 or a 45 or a 357 SIG. I want to still be carrying a full-size gun if I can. I also understand that not every lifestyle lends itself to that, and not everyone can just carry full-size guns all the time. But if you can carry both, you should. I love pocket carry. I'm going to keep pocket carrying in the wintertime, probably with a little Glock 42 like this, and use that as a go-to in bad situations. If you enjoyed this video, if you like us using data to answer questions, please leave a comment down below. I love to hear from you guys. And if you like what we're doing here at Gun Nuts Media and you like what we're doing on YouTube, please consider supporting us on Patreon. It's how we keep the channel going. It's how we keep making cool videos. I'm Caleb Giddings. Thanks for watching. Boom! Headshot!